All right, guys. So this is pretty interesting. I'm kind of glad I waited to post this video, but to kind of give you guys an update of what's been going on for the past couple of days. So the top 100 guilds of CN community have come together and have a bunch of demands for MICA and Girls Frontline 2. To kind of give you guys a TLDR, and I'll leave the whole entire link translating the whole letter to the MICA team. Essentially, what they're asking for is the Macchiato skin to be free and refund players because they've been advertising that thing since last year. There was no indication that it would be paid. I remember when that whole entire interaction went viral on social media and people bought the skin because of it, right? So for them to end up having to buy this thing with exchange tokens, which have to have you pull on the gacha, it's terrible, right? And another thing is they want to lower the pity for the skin, for the Klukai skin, to 60, as well as on top of that have direct payment options for the skin. And if you also roll for the skin within the pity, it automatically unlocks all the modular skins that are also in there, right? And basically add more things that are beneficial within the pool of the gacha system, because all of it is a bunch of trash. It's some curio stuff that no one cares about. It's some bond affinity level up material that nobody else cares about, right? And they wanted them to respond by the end of the week, which would be August 8th. However, they apparently, and I'll read it here. So this is from Sia. He reposted this, right? A leader of the platoon group, Cathead is a big platoon group currently holding 5 places in CN Guild ranking, or 5th place in the CN Guild ranking, announced that they contacted Sunborn and received an invitation for an interview. So this is crazy. So I'm going to read it here. Currently, 45 teams and approximately 1,500 players have jointly voiced their opinions. For details, please see the NGA Community Forum. We have also had preliminary communications with the officials to understand the incident. Tomorrow, the leader of the joint initiator, the Starry Sky Group, and some team leaders and players participating in the joint group will go to the Senbo headquarters for an interview. So they're actually going to the wow, okay. And good results are expected. Then I will not mention the brainless XC in the community for now. I don't understand the doubts and ridicules of some players regarding this collaboration. You could choose not to fight, but don't ridicule or label them. The rights and interests you fight for are for all players who play and love the game, not for selfish reasons. And then they said, I would like to thank all domestic and foreign players who have spoken out. I believe the situation will get better after release. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I really like this because players are actually coming together to get a change. I know there's been a lot of situations when it comes to predatory pricing that people would have loved to get together and make some type of a change, and the Girls Frontline 2 community have actually done that, and we might be seeing the change that will actually make sense for this game, because at the end of the day, Klukai is the #1 character within this game. Of course people would buy the skin. Of course people would buy the interaction. Why wouldn't they? Right? Of course people want the Anders skin. Like, it's all of this is caught up in a extremely convoluted gacha system, right? And on top of this, there have been some EN community guilds that have written posts kind of joining in on the whole thing, but honestly, I don't even think they're needed. It seems like the CN group has really taken over and got a hold of this thing. So yeah, like I said, we'll see where this goes. And honestly, I want to kind of give some final thoughts on the gacha skin. So one thing that I learned and was brought to me is that while you roll for things in the gacha system, obviously, if you already got certain things, you'll get a duplicate, right? There's a system within the gacha pulling where if you roll a duplicate, you will get exchange tokens. You can use those exchange tokens to buy things in the shop. What I didn't know is that all the minor items, the items that you're most likely to get, that you have an 85% chance of getting, the curios and the bond affinity level up material, if you get a duplicate of those items, you don't get exchange tokens. What does this mean? there's a 58% chance that if you've already rolled on everything, that you'll get an item that won't give you an exchange token back. And you need those tokens to exchange different things like the macchiato couch scene, right? Or some modular parts. What this means is even if you pity for the gacha skin, you still may miss out on getting other things like the couch scene, even the Andorus skin. So there are multiple things that, depending on your luck, you may still have to roll on the gacha system even if you pity. And they have meticulously designed this system to where they want you to keep on rolling. Even though it's free, that doesn't matter. Honestly, they're covering all bases of their KPI. And what I mean by KPI is like key performance indicators. If you're not going to buy anything, then they want you logging in every day, every week, every month to get tickets to eventually buy something. And again, there are 3 items that people want within this gacha system. So they're wearing you down slowly but surely until you open your wallet. This entire gacha system is some of the most predatory shit I've seen. Right? Nikke was already bad. Other gacha games maybe do it better. But MICA may have one of the worst. Now, to clarify, and this is the last thing I'm going to end it here. Technically, on paper, if you use credit tokens, it's $200. However, they've given away like 45 tickets. The best way to buy this gacha skin is using the packs. The packs, there's like a $15 pack and a $20 pack. So all in all, with this first gacha skin, you're probably spending around $60 to get everything. So it's not the 100, but the next gacha skin, you will have to buy the packs in pity at $100. Again, I get it. The credit tokens, it's $200, but who's really going to use the credit tokens? So all in all, we'll see what happens. It's good to see that there's going to be some type of meeting in person, apparently. So this is huge. I really hope they make this right. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's really it for me. I'm out. Later.